Okay, gonna post a video here on how to clean an over-under shotgun after putting a few rounds through it, just to give a tutorial. First things first, just for supplies, I have Hops 9, and I also have fully synthetic motor oil. I use 5W30. And then as far as other pieces of equipment here, I have a long rod that we'll use, and I'll show you how to use that. And then we have some other tools. We have rabbit's hair sponge to put through for the oil, and then I have an old used up bristle brush to run cloth through, and then one that's going to be used up here pretty soon. It's looking like it's getting worn out, but another bristle brush. Outside of that, we'll get started, and we'll take apart the shotgun and then get cleaning. One other thing I forgot to mention, rubber gloves. Definitely smart to use rather than using your skin with the chemicals. So over under, not loaded. So the way to take it apart, we're going to pull this piece out here, put it aside, and then next you're going to take the opening clip, and it breaks apart real easy. And what we're going to do is we're going to work on the tubes to start, and then once I get that done, I'll show you how to get the outside cleaned and greased up and in good shape. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is use a snake. These are available anywhere online, but they're a great way to just get, the first bit of gunk out of the tube before you start running it through with the bristle brush. So just drop it in here. And then you're going to pull from this side, and you're just bringing the snake right through each barrel of the gun to get it started off clean. Okay, we're going to start with the bristle brush. So what I'm going to do is take this and take the Hops 9 and just get it, a lot of the chemical on here, the cleaning chemical. And I'm going to run the bristle brush through the barrel, and just make sure you're kind of grinding it away there, spinning it around all the sides, all the way up through the top. And we're going to do that on each barrel. You can spin it around, get on the other side here too for your chokes. Make sure they're nice and clean, especially if you're using tube sets, 20, 28, 410 in there. The edge of these chokes can get really gunky too. So we're going to do that on each barrel, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, you ran the bristle brush through with the Hops 9. Now we're going to take the used bristle brush, and I use 3 of these circle cloths. They're real thin material. And what I'll do is I'll wrap them around the bristle like so, take it and run them through the barrel. And I'll do this 3 times on each barrel. You can see just the first run through how gunky it is, and I clean my gun every time I shoot. It's just at a tournament not too long ago for 20 gauge and 12. But every time I shoot, I clean it. So it's only 100 rounds through, and you can see how dirty it gets. So the other thing is having a good workbench to use is key, away from everything else, because it does stink in here from the chemicals and so forth. So I'm going to run that through 3 times each barrel, and then I'll come through and show you what to do next with the oil. Okay, next up is the lubrication that we'll want to do with the barrels. So I put this fully synthetic oil in a cup like this. I'll take the rabbit hair cloth and just get it on the edges there, and then I'm just going to run this through each barrel. I only dip that once, and then I'm just going to take this through each barrel, just back and forth, nice and easy, a few times, and that'll do the trick. It'll be all set to go for running shells through it on your next shoot. Pretty clean, pretty easy. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the chokes. Pretty simple process. If you've never done this before, you get a key and the choke. There's different kinds, but for this one, just put the key in there and then you turn it out of the top of the barrel if you have adjustable, removable chokes. So for the chokes, I don't clean them every time I shoot. Probably every 4 or 5 times I'll take them out, but you can tell they do get gunky as well. So I'm just going to take the cloth, run it along the outsides. The inside's already clean, obviously, for me cleaning the barrels. So the inside is nice and shiny. And really, the outside's all cleaned up now, too. So it's really not too tough of a process here. It's really just taking a cloth and just rubbing it through on the outside. And then what I'll do is I'll take the cloth and get inside the tube now without the chokes in it and just clean out the grooves in there, put some lubrication, some oil in there as well, just so everything's working real clean and real nice, but nice and shiny and good to go. Okay, so now my tubes are completely clean, ready to go, ready to get dirty again next time I shoot. Now what I'm going to do is, and again, I don't do this every time either. I know people do, but I'll do this every few times I shoot. That I'll go in and just, clean off all in here on the silver part of the shotgun, get all the grease off that I have on there. So I'll clean that up, get it in pretty good shape, get around the ejectors, get those cleaned up, get them looking nice. Again, everything gets pretty gunky, so Q-tips are good. Get Q-tips in there just to, make sure you're getting as much gunk out as possible. You can see it gets dirty. So you want to definitely get in here and do this every couple times you shoot just to keep the equipment working properly. And then once I do that, I have some grease in a syringe tube here, okay? And it's for firearms, so this is called breech plug and nipple grease. So what I'm going to do is take that and I'm going to apply it to an old toothbrush and get a little bit in there. And from there, I'm just going to take it and run it all over the equipment here. Anywhere metal touches metal, you really want to have it greased up to protect the gun. So, you don't want to be too overly liberal with it, but, enough that you can see it on there and it's going to protect when the metal hits the metal and rubs together, because that's something that can really damage your gun if you don't take good care of this over time. So that's that step. And the last step I'll show you is with the another part of the gun here. But for the barrel, we're done. We're good to go. So now I'll show you one more step. Okay, last step is we're going to clean a little bit in here because this, again, gets gunky and dirty as well. Firing pins and the housing for the barrel. So I'm just going to take a cloth again, run it real good over the firing pins here. It gets really gunky. Again, even after just shooting 100 rounds, it gets gunky. So, you really just want to get in there and clean all this out. This is where you'll have the grease we're going to apply. You don't apply grease where the firing pins are, but every other part of it, you will come in and apply grease. So get it in there, get it nice and clean, and then we're going to apply some grease in there as well, which I'll show you now. And then I think we'll be good to put the gun back together and ready to shoot next time I go out. So again, not on the firing pins, but around the sides where metal meets metal. You just want to get the grease in there so the gun slides very easily against each other when you put it back together. All right, so that looks good there. Okay, going to take it back together, and then last piece here, and we are good to go. Nice and clean, nice and easy, and the barrels are super clean. So I hope this video helped you, and let me know.